Башку вниз опустил.
Everything that reaches the front line doesn't come back. Fighters of the 110th Separate Mechanized Brigade continue to reduce the number of Russians. Fighters from the 110th Separate Mechanized Brigade are maintaining intense pressure on Russian forces. According to them, everything that reaches the front line doesn't come back, highlighting the heavy losses Russian troops are facing. Ukrainian units are steadily degrading enemy manpower and equipment, using precise artillery fire, drone strikes, and well-coordinated infantry assaults. Despite facing strong resistance, Ukrainian forces continue to control key approaches and deny Russia any lasting gains in the area. On Saturday, April 12th, 26-year-old Ukrainian pilot Pavlo Ivanov was killed while flying an F-16 combat mission. The Ukrainian Air Force said that the circumstances of the tragedy are being established by an interagency commission that has already begun its work. We express our deepest condolences to Pavlo's family. He was killed in action, defending his native land from the invaders, the statement said. As noted, today, F-16 pilots are performing combat missions in various areas in incredibly difficult conditions almost every day, providing fighter cover for airstrike groups and striking enemy targets. Ukrainian pilots work to the maximum of their human and technical capabilities, risking their lives every time they perform combat missions. Pavlo was one of them, the statement reads. Russia's sources, meanwhile, claim the jet was struck by a surface-to-air missile over northern Ukraine, a narrative echoed by Russian outlet Top War, which suggested the aircraft was supporting operations in Sumy Oblast. This is the second tragedy involving F-16 fighters that have recently entered service in Ukraine. Last August, an F-16 fighter jet crashed while repelling a Russian air attack. Pilot Oleksiy Mes, call sign Moonfish, was killed. He was 30 years old. At that time, a special commission of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine was also appointed to investigate the causes of the accident. The transfer of F-16 fighters to the Ukrainian Air Force was a lengthy process. On August 4, 2024, President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky confirmed that the first aircraft had already arrived in Ukraine and showed them off at a secret airfield. The General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine welcomes the use of American fighter jets in the skies over Ukraine. These aircraft are used primarily to shoot down air targets. Drone operators from the 429th Achilles UAV Regiment, together with units from the 77th Brigade, stopped a Russian assault in the Kupansk directions, destroying 2 tanks and striking 2 IFVs. Ukrainian drone operators from the 429th Achilles UAV Regiment, working alongside units from the 77th Separate Airmobile Brigade, successfully repelled a Russian assault in the Kupansk direction. Using precise drone strikes, they destroyed 2 Russian tanks and severely damaged 2 infantry fighting vehicles attempting to advance. This swift and coordinated action prevented Russian forces from breaking through Ukrainian defensive lines. The use of drones continues to give Ukrainian forces a major tactical edge, allowing them to identify and engage enemy targets before they can pose a serious threat. In Kupansk, the terrain heavily favors defensive operations, and Ukrainian units are exploiting it to maximum effect, setting up ambushes, directing artillery fire, and quickly responding to any movements by Russian assault groups. Reports from the front suggest that Russian units involved in the attack suffered significant casualties and were forced to retreat, abandoning damaged vehicles in the process. Ukrainian forces remain firmly in control of the situation around Kupansk, with continuous surveillance flights and counter-assault operations preventing Russia from gaining any momentum in the sector. Russian forces are increasingly struggling to adapt to Ukraine's evolving drone warfare tactics, suffering mounting losses in both personnel and armored vehicles across the Kupansk front. Kremlin fascists raided a Moscow bathhouse to collect cannon fodder for the invasion of Ukraine.
Башку вниз опустил. Ну, вот так как.
French and UK forces conducted a major operation over the western Black Sea yesterday. Rafales and an E-2 from the French carrier Charles de Gaulle, French and British tankers, and RAF RC-135 and RAF Typhoons all operated together to conduct reconnaissance on Russian forces. France and Britain are preparing to be the backbone of the international forces stationed in Ukraine after the peace agreement. This is a story of a separation that lasted a year, with Antarctic icebergs and airstrikes lying between them. They are a young married couple, Roman and Ivana Koturbash. He is a military doctor at the Pokrovsk Hospital, saving the lives of Ukrainian soldiers since 2021, and she became the doctor of the 29th Ukrainian Antarctic expedition.
Це надзвичайно романтична історія про двох закоханих людей, які опинилися максимально далеко один від одного.
Мене звати Роман, я є лікар-анестезіолог в стабілізаційному пункті. Мою дружину звати Іванна.
Де вона зараз?
Вона зараз знаходиться в Антарктиді на станції академіка Вернадського.
Працювати там означає не мати змогу приїхати, навіть якщо з рідною людиною щось станеться на війні. І вони, каже Роман, це усвідомлювали. Але Антарктика була їхньою спільною мрією, тому він сам запропонував своїй Іванці подати заявку в експедицію.
Подаються в Антарктиду. Хочеш спробувати? Кажу, ну давай спробуй. Вона в останній день подає документи і проходить. І для нас це було неочікувано.
Він не лише радів, що дружина якийсь час буде у безпеці, але й страшенно пишався своєю Іванкою.
Буде в старості. Що згадати, внукам розповісти.
Котрбаш Іванна, я є лікаркою 29-ї української антарктичної експедиції.
Іванка і Роман вчилися в одній групі в медуніверситеті. Вони обожнюють подорожувати, але в найдовшу подорож у житті Іванка поїхала без свого коханого. В Донеччині анестезіолог Роман з 2021 року. Іванка часто приїжджала до нього. Тоді донецькі прифронтові містечка ще були такими затишними та тихими.
Добре, ще бувають такі набори, да?
А вже коли була в експедиції, дізналася, лікарню, в якій її Роман працював, росіяни розбили авіабомбами. Всі лікарі дивом встигли виїхати. Іванка раніше розповіла нам, там в Антарктиці вона мріяла, як вийде з автобуса, стрибне до свого Ромчика і він кружитиме її на руках.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.